There's something that I've been wanting to say to you guys for a while now, and that is, let's go to the Arctic. That is right, ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching the port of Dover. Right, thank you. Oh no, look, they've loaded me in with all the campers. Do they think the Pigeon is a regular motorhome? No, she is not. The Pigeon is far superior. Look at the state of it in here. We've got all of this stuff there. Down on the floor, I've got a box of stuff there, a bag of stuff there, some boots up there and all sorts going on in there. And you're probably thinking, why don't I just tuck it neatly away in the cupboards? But the cupboards are full as well. Literally everything. Oh, there's a little bit of space in that one. The top thing's full and all of these are taken up as well. Let's roll this up and out of the way so I can see when they start loading the boat. Right, I'm going to get on loading up all of this stuff into the small spaces that I can find. Change of plan. They all seem to have started boarding without me. How very rude. I just had to scramble into the front. We are officially off of UK soil. Where do we go, mate? Thank you. It's a little bit cold out here. It's a little bit windy and the sea is pretty choppy. But where I'm headed, this is probably tropical conditions in comparison. So before I get blown off the edge of this boat, I'm going to head downstairs and get me a coffee. Thank you for travelling with Irish Ferries. I'll tell you what, that boat was all over the place. There was some woman being sick and crying at the same time, which is quite impressive to be fair. My coffee cup was walking all over the table, but we've made it safely. We've arrived in France, which is the first leg of this 5,000-mile road trip. So I've pulled up in this massive car park. I don't know what it is really here for, but I found it on Park for Night. It says you can park here. There's no restrictions or anything like that. Not that I'm going to stay here for the night, but I'm going to get in the back, sort out all of the stuff, and then we're going to formulate a plot. And as if by magic, I've managed to completely transform the living space into a nice, clean and tidy area. I basically rejigged a few bits up there. There's a couple of bits in the passenger footwell, and I've stuffed things in the extra space which I had in there. What do we have in here? Now that I've got all this rigged up, I can actually turn my inverter on from this screen here. I don't have to go to the back of the van. So let's do a little test, shall we? Let's see how good my Fogstar battery really is. We are currently on 27%, and I'm going to put that on for 3.5 minutes. I do have new bowls, plates, cutlery and all that for this van, by the way, but I might as well get through the old paper plates and the wooden cutlery because it's taking up space. That's my excuse anyway. And the results are in. 26%. That is actually amazing. So if I didn't have any solar and I didn't have to drive anywhere, I could literally make 100 micro pizzas. I'm out here living the dream. What the hell? I guess that serves me right for using wooden cutlery. I guess we'll just have to take this end piece. I hate to inform you guys, that is not the one. So this is my map of Europe, which I've cut out from a map of the world. Genius, I know. Oh, and if you're wondering what that is camp coffee, or in other words, coffee. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. So obviously we started the journey here. We are currently about here. The Arctic Circle is roughly up here. Now the only part of this entire trip which I've actually planned in advance is a boat from the tip of Denmark, and it goes straight across to Norway. Now a lot of people, most people in fact, decide to drive across Denmark, across a bridge, and they go up round that way. But I like boats because I like to feel like a pirate. So we're going on a boat. So we are here and we need to go across here, up here to here. It's currently Tuesday night and that boat leaves first thing Friday morning. So roughly by eye, the first 3.5 hours should take us just through the bottom of Amsterdam and out the other side into Germany. So by using my magical cloth, that should remove all the lines other than the first leg because we're just concentrating on one step at a time. So I've got two options. I could crack on right now like I first intended to, or I could give up on that plan and get some sleep right now. Disaster has well and truly struck. After that last clip, I decided I was just going to go to bed. I've had a long day. So I put the heating on and it came on fine. After about half an hour, went off because it hit its temperature, and then it just stayed off, and I started noticing it was getting a bit cold. I was like, why hasn't it come back on yet? Went on my phone, wouldn't connect to Bluetooth. Then I went onto the screen and I saw that there was a notification, so I checked that. Interrupted communication to the control panel due to no 12-volt supply on the connected appliance. So the first thing was, I thought a fuse must have gone. So I've been round the back, it's windy as hell out there by the way. Been round the back, checked the fuse, it's fine. I checked the connection round the back, it's fine. So I've now started pulling this apart. I've looked inside where this vent cover has come off and I can see the wires in there, but I can't quite reach them. It is 10 to 2 in the morning and I'm going to have to take my entire cabinetry apart so I can get to the Truma. Right, that is everything out of the way. Now I need to go around to the back of the van to get my power tool so that I can start unscrewing this whole thing. I don't believe it. Another bit I need to take out the pocket hole screws and it's not in the toolbox. There's one more place it could be in the back, and if it's not there, that's it. I can't undo this thing. Okay, now it's starting to rain. Oh, you beauty. What? I literally just saw a light flash on that then. What the hell? How is that suddenly on? Are you actually joking me? The notification has cleared. What? Look at the state of this van. All of this has all come out. All of that has come out. All of this has come out. And now it suddenly decided to start working again. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. To be honest, it's probably a bad thing. Because now it means that it wasn't just a loose connection and that there's something else going on. Do we put it back together? Or do we not? In fact, I'm happy again. One good thing's come of this. I now get to try out my new vacuum cleaner. This is a USB powered, well, USB charged vacuum cleaner. There's a load of dust down there and this is my opportunity. There's nothing like a bit of late night spring cleaning in some random car park in France. You are joking. The battery's dead. Does anything else want to go wrong tonight? Because if it does, now is the time to make yourself known. We are not going to allow this to get us down. We're on a road trip, an epic adventure. And let's face it, a lot worse could happen in the Arctic. Well, to be fair, the heating going off in the Arctic is probably one of the worst things that could happen. But it didn't happen in the Arctic, it happened in France. Let's fix this mess and get some sleep. And just like that, you'd never know that anything happened in here. Oh, apart from the fact I forgot to put the cover back on the Truma inside there. But being that the time is 4 AM and last night I went to bed at 6 AM, I think I should be forgiven for that ever so slight forgetful behaviour. Oh, and guess what? The fun part is the notifications come back. So all of that, I mean, don't get me wrong, I had so much fun. It's probably the most fun I've had in years. But the notification has come back. So with that beyond perfect news, I'm going to get me some sleep and I will deal with this in the morning. Hello mate, how you doing?
Yeah, no, mate, you sound as though you've just woken up.
Apologies for the lack of effervescence in my face. I didn't get much sleep last night. That was Truma on the phone. Basically, a different error code came up this morning. In fact, 2 different error codes came up. I emailed Truma and told them my situation and they rang me straight back. Really helpful they are at that place. But what we think has happened is the cable is 4.5mm cable and I think we need to replace that with 6mm cable so that enough current can get through when the boiler is trying to start up. But I'm going to have to look up some local electrical suppliers, try and get past the language barrier, and then try and find somewhere that I can fit that today. And unfortunately it means I am going to have to cancel the ferry to Norway. I mean, as far as park ups go, that was alright as it happens, nice and quiet. The wind was a bit savage. What I've done is I've chopped off the connectors that I need. I'm heading to a shop called Rexall. I think that's the correct sort of shop I need to go to, and I'm just going to show them the connectors because there's all different sizes and colours, and the language barrier is going to make it hard. So I'm going to say I need some of these, so hopefully they have that plus the cable. I thought he was pulling me over then. So fingers crossed we can get back on track shortly. Rexall Material Electronique. This looks like it could be the one.
This article?
Well, that was certainly an experience. I feel violated. Okay, so they didn't have the cable, first of all. He said out of stock. I've still got to go and find the rest of the bits elsewhere. And then I found some wire strippers. These cost €60. And I didn't realise until I paid that these, a little packet of these, what would they probably cost, like a £5 off Amazon? They cost €44. So in total, I paid over €100. And I don't even have all the bits we need. Brilliant. Let's go and see how many hundreds of euros they want for a tiny piece of plastic.
Il y en a deux normalement. Deux? Ouais. Il y en a deux?
Merci. Perfect.
Voici.
Thank you very much. Merci. Well, €72 for that one. So the good thing is the prices matched in that shop to the other one, so I know they weren't ripping me off. Well, they did rip me off, obviously, but they weren't specifically ripping me off. They are ripping everybody off. So I found this little park up. It's not far from the electrical shop, to be honest. It's by a park, seems quite quiet and out of the way. Well, it's not actually that quiet, it's right next to a main road. But I can get on and do the work here. After that, I'll figure out the plan then. I'm not even going to think about it right now. Okay, let's see how well these €60 wire strippers actually work, shall we? You beauty! It was amazing! I've crimped the spade connectors on and they are secure. We're going to have to run a temporary solution for this trip. I'm thinking we run the cable from the fuse box behind the bed, above the fridge, out the hole where this snack cupboard is, along the front here, and then through the hole where this vent's supposed to be. I can't see this working in all honesty, but it is definitely worth a go because it's going to save a lot of hassle if I manage to pull this off. It feels like I might have actually managed to get them on, so I've just fed them out here for now, and they're running up through that cupboard. And I've pulled them through to the back, so I've definitely gone overboard with the amount of cable that I bought, but that is all good. We're going to stick these connectors on and get it attached to the fuse box. Okay, they're in place. The fuse is back in place. A moment of truth. I've reset the old error. Now we just got to see if she fires up. You are joking. I've got the error back straight away. Once again, I have removed the furniture. I'm close to giving up, to be honest with you. I'm just going to take some voltage readings to see if I can get to the bottom of anything with that. But other than that, there's nothing I can do. All the connections are fine, the cable's fine. I've 100% got the correct cable now. Everything is connected the way it should be, but for some reason, it's still not working. So I've just measured the voltage out of the fuse box. It is 12.91 precisely, so I'm about to put these on here and measure the voltage at this end. And that is going to show as 12.91 precisely. I've just spent 150 quid for no reason. I've taken all this apart twice for no reason, and I'm still none the wiser. But what I do know is if it is an issue within the Truma itself, that could be the end of the Arctic trip before it's even begun. You might be able to hear in the background the delightful noise of the Truma heating system. I cleared the code and reset it at least 15 times and then it finally kicked in. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing because at least before it was a clear cut, it's not working. But now I know that it is working, but it could stop at any moment. So right now I'm waiting for a call back from Truma to figure out the next steps.
We're not a company where you're just a number. We're aware that you're going somewhere very cold, quite dangerous if you've not got warm.
Yeah.
So we're trying to help. You will be dealing with making appointments because he deals with Europe for us.
Yeah.
But if they say it's intermittent and they can't find it, please think very seriously about going.
I mean, it's just such a difficulty for me to cancel the trip because this is like my career of, you know, this YouTube channel,
Yeah,
and
of course.
and you know, if I don't
Yeah.
do the trip, that's no videos, and I understand that safety comes first.
Yeah.
But it's just I'm, you know, if there's any way that I can still do it.
That's got to be your call then to make to go, because we don't want you stuck in the Arctic without any heating if it's intermittent. Lovely.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your help.
No problem. Take care, Edward.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye bye.